What is up, you beautiful people? Now, I skipped going to my open mic today. Also, I have like a notebook full of just a bunch of bad ideas and bits and jokes. And I also skipped going to the gym. I'm at 120 push-ups today. I need to do another 30 before I go to bed so I could feel like I did something today. But I wanted to talk about two things I actually have quite a bit of knowledge in. One is politics, other one is comedy. And over the weekend, they kind of smashed together. I don't think they came together, but yeah, if you guys didn't hear, over the weekend Trump had a rally at Madison Square Garden, and the whole media is just trying to make it sound like it's some type of Nazi rally.
Follow up to your remarks about President Trump's rally last night. Some people who watched that made comparisons between a rally that happened at Madison Square Garden in 1939 with neo-Nazis or Nazis back then. Do you see those comparisons? And can you also expand on what he said and what you said yesterday about Puerto Rico?
Donald Trump this is not new about him, by the way. What he did last night is not a discovery. It is just more of the same and maybe more vivid than usual. Donald Trump spends full time trying to have Americans point their finger at each other.
Today, I want to talk about a comedian that I absolutely adore. I love his work so much, and he is just pretending to be upset at fucking jokes, dude. And it is wild to see, because this man that I am inspired by for the last like 20 years has completely betrayed almost everything his job stands for, all because another comedian made jokes at a rally from a candidate that he doesn't like. And it's just really bizarre to see. And the comedian I'm going to be talking about is Aries Spears. And I've known this guy since Mad TV.
Hey, what's up? This is Curly now, and this is my cartoon show. It's fun, and you'll learn some lessons.
My parents used to show this to me. They shouldn't really have, but they showed us Mad TV. I remember his Look America, I'm Smiling. That is one of my top 10 favorite specials.
You know what's fucked up? African people don't like black people. Y'all know they treat us like shit. They talk down to us. They think they better than us. And I don't understand, because we from the same tribe, kind of. But they like white people, though. They treat y'all like family. As soon as y'all come around, they get excited. Excuse me, Mr. White Man. Thank you for bringing us here. We love you. Yeah, the white man.
Oh, the Blueprint. It is really, really great. Him on the NBA Live. What was it? No, not NBA Live. That's the video game. Was it the Live All-Star show with Shaq? He was really incredible there. A lot of them are the same bits, though. But dude, he is one of the funniest comedians. He is my top 5 comedians, if I were to say so, in my opinion. And I believe this dude deserves to be in more movies and television shows. Like, whenever he gets, there's like times where he's introduced on stage and it's like, yeah, he was in Jerry Maguire. I haven't seen Jerry Maguire, but I think that shit came out when I was born. So yeah, it's been nearly 30 years since he's been in, I don't know, he's probably been in more, but that's probably the last big notable movie. And that's my wife coughing in the background. If you guys didn't hear, Tony Hinchcliffe was at Madison Square Garden telling jokes at the Trump rally, and he's been getting insane heat because he was doing his job. Now, if you guys don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is, he runs the show called Kill Tony. The best way to describe it, it's like American Idol for stand-up comedy, but it's also an open mic night with rotating feature guests. Also a panel of judges. It's Tony Hinchcliffe, of course, and Brian Redband, his co-host. Sometimes they'll have like 1 or 2 comedians or a celebrity on there. Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Post Malone. It's just a bunch of different people, and like veterans in the comedy game. He's had Andrew Dice Clay on there. It's like wild shows, and they sell out a lot, dude. And my wife and I got into it like this year. I've been hearing about it from my coworkers for a couple years, but I decided to actually watch it. My wife watches it every fucking morning. I am hearing this dude's voice every single goddamn day. She's brushing her teeth. I'm hearing the meow when the minute is up. I hear it all the time. What's really bizarre to me is that Tony has said way wilder shit on on the show. He's saying crazier stuff. So this is more of his tame material that he said at Trump's place. But yeah, we're gonna sit here and watch the post where Aries Spears just completely melts down for kind of no reason. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard the jokes because the thing with Puerto Rico and everything, but the video that he posts is more of just like a eclectic, random, out of context jokes and comments from all different speakers. I don't even know who half of them were. I only know Hinchcliffe and Tucker Carlson, and that's the only two. But the post that he put is, so blacks and Latinos for Trump. Wow, wow, wow. So I guess if you don't respect yourselves, you can't expect anyone else to respect you. And I don't know what that even means. Am I supposed to not respect? I don't respect myself because I like jokes, or it's because it's at a Trump rally. I don't get it. But this is the video that was on here.
Literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
She is some sick that Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a. The whole party, a bunch of degenerates.
As the first Samoan Malaysian low IQ former California prosecutor ever to be elected president.
These Latinos, they love making babies too, just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that.
Can you imagine Kamala Harris performing a random, kind, generous act? She is the devil, whoever screamed that out. She is the Antichrist.
That's cool. Black guy with a thing on his head? What the hell is that, a lampshade? I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country. We need to slaughter this other people.
They're smart and they're vicious, and we have to.
That's really it. The one thing, those are like all out of context. I don't even know who that guy was, slaughter other people. I am sure the context of that is totally different. But yeah, oh man, that carving the watermelon joke, when I heard that, holy shit, I fucking started screaming. I thought that was hilarious. But dude, that's comedy. I like to make fun of myself. And it's so weird to see Aries get so offended by this because he's a big follower of Paul Mooney, rest in peace. And I'm listening to Paul Mooney, and it's like, I think it's red, blue, and white America, I believe. It's something like that. It's on Tubi. I'm listening to it right now. But he makes fun of everybody. It's mostly a lot of white people, but he makes fun of black people equally. Aries, in your specials, you make fun of Hispanic people not knowing how to speak English at Popeyes, dude.
More frustrating than me being at Popeye's Chicken, arguing with Jorge about what the fuck I ordered. And I'm trying to catch the second half of the game. I ain't got time for this shit. You ever talk to somebody that don't know how to speak English? They always got a look and a sound coming out of their face like they in the middle of taking a shit. It's hilarious. Like, excuse me, you know what time it is? I don't speak no problem. I was in Popeye's Chicken around the playoffs for basketball, and I'm arguing with this motherfucker about my order. He didn't understand me. I didn't understand him. Shit was terrible. I was like, dog, let me get a 2-piece chicken dinner. He tried to repeat the shit back to me. You want a 2-piece yiki? Do you want the spicy or the mild? I said, what? He said, the spicy or the mild? I said, what nigga you know put mayonnaise on chicken? Why would I put mayonnaise on chicken?
You make so many jokes of different people, Asians, black people. Why are you offended at this? Because it's at a Trump rally? Because the thing that's really wild is that a lot of leftists could say the most insane, racist shit to everyone's face, and everyone's just, oh yeah, that wasn't racist. Hey, you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, dragging out Barack Obama and shaming men, black men especially, for not voting for her, the white men for Harris, white dudes for Harris. These guys are fucking obsessed with race, and it's weird. And there was another post that Aries had on here that he posted. It was with Dr. Phil, and this is just bizarre because it's trying to get all emotional and shit. And Katie, I just hate when people do this type of stuff. I'm gonna show it to you here.
On hard work, added value, and talent, not on equal outcome, not on DEI. This country was built on hard work.
Oh my God. It's like, to make a point, they had to drudge up a picture from like 200 years ago. What are you doing? Like, Dr. Phil is talking about, like, yeah, hardworking Americans who pay into the economy, like they help the economy work and they want to make money. What the fuck are you talking about? Slavery? You mean physically built it like 200 years? Every single country was built on slavery. I don't understand why black people think that they could just spam this card. You were not a slave. Your grandparents weren't a slave. Your great grandparents, maybe. I don't think so, but no, they weren't slaves. They went through some shit. They went through some shit. But can you stop trying to take credit for shit you did not go through? Like, oh my God. The irony, there should be a large group of black folks who should be wearing t-shirts that say, "We don't care, Trump 2024. Non-black folks, victim mentality." No, this whole entire post is just nothing but victim mentality. And the funniest part is that he gets dunked on in all of his political posts on Instagram every single time. I could just show you here. Aries, comedic jealousy doesn't look good on you. We know you could have crushed oh my fucking God. LMAO, Aries, comedic jealousy doesn't look good on you. We know you would have crushed the Tom Brady rose as well. You don't need to wear your frustration on your sleeve like this. And it's like he responded, what is an actual roast and what is a political rally? See if you're smart enough to tell a difference. Am I supposed to be incredibly super serious at a political rally? Maybe at certain points, but it has been a tradition to have comedians at your rallies to tell jokes. Did you just not know that? Or is this the first election that you've been paying attention to? I don't understand. It's so weird. And it's not like every single person is just like dunking on him, of course, to get the little clapping emoji. Yeah. But it's just so weird that people are getting so mad about this. Yeah, and it's usually a bunch of his, I don't know if it's mostly his fans are like, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. Yeah, never thought I'd see Aries get clowned by his own followers. Can't believe you're saying this. As a comedian, nothing should be off limits with comedy. And so as far as comedy goes, these jokes were not crazy offensive. Oh. Everything is off limits at a comedy club, what? Why is it okay? So it's only admissible at a comedy club. That's absolutely it. You can't tell jokes anywhere else. Who made up that rule? Like, what the fuck? What? And I don't want to be the person to be like, well, Aries Spears is just stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's ignorant. Someone who got on Def Jam comedy at the age of 16, that is not a stupid person. Someone who was on Mad TV for many, many years, that is not a dumb person. This guy, he is a comedic genius. He just has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. And there was a few months ago where I messaged him on Instagram. I'm like, dude, you gotta sit down and actually look at different viewpoints. You can't try to take everything from MSNBC because they lie incessantly over and over and over again. And it's so weird that people just, after 8 years, it feels like more than half of people understand it. And it's just bizarre when you meet somebody that's just like, yo, Trump did an insurrection on January 6th. You're like, you still believe that? You didn't see any of the videos inside the building. You didn't see the cops opening the doors. You didn't see any of that shit. You still believe that someone was killed with a fire extinguisher? That was debunked years ago. Where have you been, my guy?
Two quick questions coming off where you will be this evening. Is there any scenario where you will contest the results of the election?
I cannot imagine in any scenario where I would ever try to upend or undo the will of the American people in a free and fair election. No. But listen, January 6th, Donald Trump sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol to undo the will of the American people in a free and fair election. He still does not admit he lost, which he did. On that day, when he sent that mob, over 140 uniformed law enforcement officers were injured. Some were killed.
That's 100% a lie.
Now, guys, this is the next morning. There has been a major update in the entire Puerto Rico is garbage comment. But first, I totally forgot to mention that George Lopez was also hired to do a Kamala Harris rally, and he made fun of Mexicans.
Donald Trump said he was going to build a wall, and George Lopez said, you better build it in one day, because if you leave that material out there overnight,
and I guess it's only okay because he's Mexican, which I heard someone on like MSNBC say. But I thought you could only tell jokes at a comedy club at Aries. So I'm just trying to see if there's a consistency across the line, because you saying that you could only do comedy at a comedy club, and it's very dangerous to have a comedian at a political rally. But what if the sitting president of the United States calls the other half of the country, if not just the voting population, garbage?
Donald Trump has no character. He doesn't give a damn about the Latino community. He's failed businessman. He only cares about the billionaire friends he has and accumulating wealth for those at the top. He says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Give me a break. He wants to do away with the birthright citizenship. Who the hell has said that in the last 100 years? And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done, everything we've been.
Is that don't you see the landscape that we're living in now, where there's just nothing but deceit, lies, and deception going on every single day? Kamala Harris came out of absolutely nowhere. No one voted for her. She absolutely cooed Joe Biden, and no one voted for her, and no one liked her. She didn't get a single delegate vote in 2019, and the media has to pretend that she's the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread, and people are not buying it. Everyone sees through the bullshit. People need to stop being emotional, dude. You can't sit there and post random photos of slavery and thinking that's going to make you correct. No, everyone knows what the context of what Dr. Phil and Trump and Tony Hinchcliffe is talking about. And also, the funny thing is, there are now reports of Puerto Ricans coming out and saying, oh no, Tony Hinchcliffe is absolutely correct. He's talking about a legitimate problem with the garbage in Puerto Rico because they don't recycle. So there is literally garbage everywhere. I don't know if it's true, but it's just some report saying that there are Puerto Ricans out there that's what's happening. And people are not taking a second to step back and actually think about why they're getting upset. And now everyone has egg on their face. Now Kamala Harris has to spend the next week trying to explain why did Joe Biden, the sitting president of the United States, call half of the country, literally calling them Nazis and garbage. This has been going on for years. Was it Clinton with the basket of deplorables? They're sexist, homophobic, racist, misogynist. It doesn't work anymore. It stopped working. I think it was Zuby that posted, you can't just keep spamming the Nazi card. It expired in 2021. No one gives a fuck anymore. Please sit down, do some research. God, just try to make sure you understand what you're talking about. Because this keeps happening to numerous celebrities and and influencers where they just come out, they open their mouth, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you saying? Did you pay any attention? But that's really it. And yeah, there was a lot of dick riding for Aries Spears. He is a massive goddamn inspiration for me, and that's why I was really motivated to make this video at 7:30. Well, I was editing until midnight, and now I'm up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to come back and try to finish this video. But yeah, guys, that's really all from me, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. You thought this shit was over, my guy? No. This is actually right after work from recording this morning. There has been another update to my update. Now, you remember how a few seconds ago I was talking about how Biden called half the country complete garbage?
Only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Now, Aries, this is for you. This whole entire video is for you. I'm going to send it to you. I don't know if you're going to watch it. Maybe, I don't know if you're going to get this far. This is exactly why we are just so frustrated with the media and celebrities, because celebrities have no idea what they're talking about, or a lot of the people that just don't pay attention. This is why the entire media they've been doing this for nearly the entire 4 years of his presidency. They had to come out and just change completely what Joe Biden said or did, or they had to completely add context or fake context on top of it. Now, we all heard from his mouth that he straight up said Trump supporters are garbage. Now listen to the entire media circuit change exactly what he said.
Can you just address the president's comments yesterday referring to Trump supporter as garbage? And I know he's tried to clarify that he was trying to talk about what the person said. But one, I guess I want to know, does he think less of Americans who support Trump than he does of those who do not? And two, why is he using that kind of rhetoric? How is that presidential?
So a couple of things. So just to clarify, he was not calling Trump supporters garbage, which is why he wanted to make sure that we put out a statement that clarified what he meant and what he was trying to say. And so just want to make that very clear for folks who are watching. And I just want to read that out to folks. So he was regarding to the comedian, and I quote, "I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump's supporter at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage, which is the only word I can think of to describe it. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable. That's all I meant to say. The comments at the rally don't reflect who we are as a nation."
They're trying to make a firestorm out of something that, again, if you look at it, you look at what he said immediately afterward, which Donald Trump didn't say. He immediately afterwards said, no, that's not what I meant. I was talking about the comedian and people that supported that kind of talk. And, you know, Joe Biden obviously doesn't believe that.
As someone who had a stutter growing up, it's very obvious to me that there's an apostrophe at the end of supporters there. He was referring to the garbage spewed by supporters, not simply the supporters themselves.
Basically calling Puerto Ricans trash.
The most repulsive racial jokes about Latinos.
Disgusting and hateful.
So incredibly crude.
Frankly, just too X-rated to play here.
Extremely vile so-called jokes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disturbed about the double standards you're applying on what you're saying. For example, you dismissed Joe Biden's comments about calling all of Trump's supporters garbage, and that's what he said.
He did not say that, caller. He did not. He did not. He said that the racism, the disgusting comments about Hispanics were objection. I read the quote too, sir. You're just wrong, and I know you want to believe that's what he said. But by the way, he's not running for president. The other guy is.
Mark, did you want to respond?
To call Trump a fascist, calling his supporters fascist. I'm not a fascist. I'm a freedom-loving Republican. And for you to say that Trump supporters are fascist, It's just wrong.
I didn't say Trump supporters are fascist. I think they may be supporting a fascist. Sir.
On the garbage comment, the transcript sent by the White House has it as possessive and not plural. The statement, the only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters, apostrophe S. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable and it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done, everything that we've been. Some debate over there since yesterday about whether it was plural or possessive, just to the caller's point of what he said.
Yeah, and I, you know, as a conservative lawyer, I am a textualist, and you have to, part of the ruling, way you examine a text is you look at the entire sentence. Okay, and the entire sentence makes it makes sense that there is a possessive there. When we speak, we do not say apostrophe, although Donald Trump has shown that he doesn't know what an apostrophe is, by the way.
Now, the perfect example that I can say is I've seen a few videos of Mark Cuban coming out and supporting Kamala Harris, and he's making all these antithetical ideas for business on like how Kamala Harris giving you taxes and saying Trump is a failed businessman because he has bankrupt companies even though he's a billionaire. But I would say Mark Cuban, he's not stupid because one, he's also a billionaire like Trump, which it wouldn't make sense to make that comparison. The thing with Mark Cuban is that he thinks you're fucking stupid. Everyone thinks that you're dumb and they think they can manipulate you. You heard Biden, in his own words, this is the exact same thing. About a week or two ago, Biden was at a rally and he said that we need to lock Trump up.
5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up. Politically lock him up.
He pauses for 4 seconds because he knows what he said was horrible, and he says politically, and the entire media was just like, well, he said he's going to lock Trump up politically. He added that context.
When he said last night about Donald Trump, we got to lock him up.
So look, and the president spoke about this very clearly as well in his statement, and he said he meant lock him out politically. Lock him out. That's what he said, and that's what we have to do. That was the part of his quote that he said last night while he
out and pay attention to what's actually happening in the world. That's why so many people watch Kill Tony. Bro, why aren't you on Kill Tony? You'd be amazing on there, but it's just partisan garbage like this. This is why it is just so infuriating to I think I kind of just got my point across, but yeah, you see what's happening. People are attributing a joke that a comedian said, tying it to Donald Trump, saying Donald Trump called Puerto Ricans garbage, or a comedian makes a joke about Puerto Rico being garbage, and that somehow becomes Donald Trump calls all Latinos garbage. But when Biden calls half the country garbage, he was talking about one specific person that made the comment, and that was it. And it was just about the rhetoric, not about the person themselves. This is exactly why, and it is just so... I can't really say much of more. This video's gone on long enough. I hope you actually sit down and watch it. I hope you guys sat down and watch it too. And please comment below what you guys think. Why is everything just so infuriatingly, like, just so goddamn irritating to watch and see people discuss these type of different ideas? Because for me, it is just the gaslighting. That probably is the number one issue. It is the gaslighting. These media pundits, the View. Oh my god, I can't stand the View. They think you're so goddamn stupid, especially Whoopi Goldberg. Oh man, But yeah, guys, that's really all for me. That is it, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.